Alright, in this tutorial I'm going to show you one method of doing our green screen photos. You have 4 assigned for the class, and I'm going to show you the general procedure we use. I'm not going to tell you it's the only way to do it or the best way to do it, but it's one that works for us. One of the first things I'll tell you is when you shoot a picture, especially people like to pose for some of them, and if you get your arms outstretched or you get multiple people in the shot, just make sure people's body parts don't hang out past the edge of the screen here, because that'll cause you more work. And we want full body shots for these, so don't go looking for pictures where you're putting your head in it or part of your body. We want a full body shot in the photos that we're using. Alright, to start this, what I want to do is I'm going to crop it down to make less work for us from the start. So I'm going to go to our crop tool right here on the left side on our tool panel, and I'm going to draw the general shape here to crop this out. Each side, the top and the bottom, is independently adjustable. So I'm going to get it pretty close. I don't have to be exact, but I want to get rid of as much extra material as I can here. And once I have the selection the way I want it, I can double click inside of it, and it's cropped down, and you can see we have a lot less to deal with here. Alright, next thing we like to do is take our magic eraser, make sure that that is selected, and by default there's a tolerance here that comes up, and it's at around 32 or 35 usually. I'll set it at 35 once. And I usually hit tab or return after I type that. And when I click in here, it gets rid of quite a bit of the green, but certainly not everything. There's traces still left in here. And it won't get inside my arms yet because that's sealed off from the rest of the green. And you can see green along my arms there, so not real good. So I'm going to do a Command Z there. And what I like to do is try cranking it up high. And if you go too high, I'll try like 90. If you go too high, it gets rid of more than what you want. And in this case, not too bad. It started to take away some of my pants and stuff here, but not too bad. Generally, you don't get away with it being that high. A lot of times 70 is about the max. It did get into the edge of my pants here a little bit, but all in all, not too bad. But maybe what I'll do is a Command Z here, and actually I'm going to back up a couple steps because I did click that a couple times. I'm going to back it off to about 80 once and try that. Alright, and that didn't get into my pants as too badly there, so I'm going to click inside of where my arms are. And sometimes if you get a green glow or edge on something that you can't get rid of, sometimes you need to use your Command positive and zoom way in on it, and then go in and just touch on the edges, and sometimes it'll clean up those edges for you. Can be kind of meticulous sometimes depending on what you're wearing and the lighting. Alright, with that, for sample's sake here, I'm going to call that good enough on our demonstration here. I'm going to click on the Move tool, and I already have a picture open, and I'm going to do another brief tutorial on pictures that you use for this assignment. What I'm going to do is move myself now into this picture over here, so I'm going to drag myself in, and you can see the scales off, and you can see I have a little more of a green glow to me now that I've been brought over here. In fact, you can see green edges in here. Maybe I'll try to zoom in now and clean some of that up and see how it goes. And as we zoom in, you can see that there is a green glow on there. I think my lighting and my clothing choice for this sample shot wasn't real good. So I'll try to clean up some edges here and see what happens. Whoa, there's an example of what happens when you have it set too high. So I'll take it down to around 50 once, and then see if we can clean some things up here. Oh, that's still too much. Alright, it may have done, because of the shirt and stuff I have on, it may have done what it can. So in order to make this tutorial go a little quicker here, I'm going to let that glow go, and you'll see when I zoom back out here, it's not going to be all that bad. So I'm going to move myself, and I'm going to get the Transform tool, and I'm going to scale myself down. And remember to hold the Shift key and drag on the corner so it shrinks you proportionally. And I'm going to keep doing that till I get myself down to the size that is the proper scale for this picture. And in this case, it's going to be small because I'm going to get myself away from the front of the picture here a little bit. And you can see, you try to scale yourself, estimate how big you should be compared to things in the background and where you're placed in there. And you look at these tables. I'm getting myself back closer to that black part in the floor there. Let me just see how much farther I should go to be appropriate size here. And usually I don't want you to be this small. It just so happens a sample photo and things, it's the way it's going to work out in this photo. I'm going to go with it about there. That scale is probably believable. Smaller than I want, but for this tutorial is just to give you the idea. Don't make yourself microscopic in any pictures just to get yourself scaled. If you can't do it without making yourself tiny, then get a different picture. Alright, so I'm going to hit the move tool here, and it's going to ask, do I want to apply the transformation? I'm going to say yes. And with that, I would have my green screen photo. Alright, in the next tutorial here, I'm just going to show you a little bit about downloading pictures so that hopefully you can get proper pictures for doing the green screen assignment. We'll catch you on the next tutorial here.